Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory.
So let's just say that I make my own simulation.
GOAD podcast. So this is a long time coming, boys. How are you?
I'm great.
I am very well. I'm doing very good.
I got Josh. I got Jared here. This podcast has been a long time coming. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and when we had that discussion in Josh's living room watching the fights about Genesis 1, and that was cool, spirited. We have good chemistry together. I thought I should ask these fools if we should do a podcast together. And when you showed an excitement for it like I have, I thought maybe this is going to be fun.
I'm excited. I'm so excited I'm going to cut Josh off as much as I can. And I don't know, Jacob, if you told them your name, but I want to make sure they know your name's Jake. Or do you go by Jacob?
I go by it all. You can call me Jake. You can call me Jacob. You can call me Jay.
Can I call you late for dinner?
Yeah, you can call me late for dinner.
All right, sweet.
You can.
All right.
He
Just
can't.
me. All right, he can't?
I'm going to be calling him all sorts of things during these episodes.
Kind of birthed out of this idea that just good conversations about strange things, tying them into real life, and kind of just toying with stuff. This week, you familiar with simulation theory?
Yeah, stimulation-itude theory.
Yes, Jared is very, very stimulated.
Stimulation-itude?
Simulation theory.
Simulation theory, yes.
What is simulation theory, Josh, you know?
From what I've heard is that have you ever seen that movie, what's it called? Ready Player One?
Oh, yeah. Virtual, straight up.
Like a virtual reality type of world.
Yeah.
And that everything is simulated by whoever the cause of the simulation.
Right. Creator of the simulation. Have you seen the movie?
Ready Player One?
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen it. But it
Such a
seems
great movie.
like even more than that, they're saying just like a video game like Sim City and all these other video games, virtual reality games, that they're trying to explain the starting of the universe, like just like a game turns on.
Right.
And they're saying, oh, from nothing, this game is now on and it's something. And they're describing it as a big bang from off to on, and they're saying we live in this virtual reality that's also a video game.
Yeah, I like it, man. This is like probably one of my favorite theories ever, only because, because it seems like it could be real. You know what I mean? Like, I think of virtual reality. So let me lay out a scenario for you. So we got virtual reality. You put on the goggles right now. What is it, 4G or whatever? Everything's pixelated, Atari-ish kind of looking. It's not very good.
You remember? Do you remember Nintendo VR?
No.
Yeah, old school Nintendo VR.
What?
It was all pixelated. It was just like a little diagram, and it was whack. But it was funny.
Was it in the 80s?
Probably like late 80s, early 90s. Yeah.
With goggles and everything?
Yeah, had a little goggle thing, looked like the Oculus thing.
No.
And then
I didn't know it went back that far.
Yeah, totally. But go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's good. Look, when I was in Vegas last time, they have these virtual reality, these little pods that you sit in, and you put on these goggles. Dude, I had never been VR. I'd never put on an Oculus. I had never done any of that stuff. So I sat in this thing, and they're like, which one do you want to do? And I'm like, well, let's do the roller coaster. And I'll be damned, dude. Like, my stomach dropped. I didn't move. It went up, and it went down, and my stomach dropped. And I was like, this is weird. Like, I know I'm not moving, but my brain thinks I'm moving.
That's a trip.
Yeah. So then I started thinking, what if the resolution was better? What if you had the audio in it too? And what if they could tune it to such a point that your brain could keep up with the frame rate? Like, because right now you get like a little dizzy or a little sick or something like that sometimes because your brain knows something's wrong. it's not. It knows it's not real.
Right.
So then I'm thinking, high resolution, put me in a world. I got my ears, boom, everything's tuned in, and now I'm there. How long do I have to stay there before I'm completely institutionalized? That kind of stuff. I'm just like it could be real. I totally, you know what I mean? Like, that's part of my brain that thinks, you ever see Surrogates?
I have not seen that movie.
No.
Surrogates is like that where everybody, well, it's getting a little different, I guess, because they had robots that would go out and do work for them, and they would sit home in these pods and control the robots, because that's a safe place to be. Bruce Willis wasn't having it, but it was kind of like that. Like, you just don't know, at what point do you forget what's real and what's make-believe?
Right. And to see, this is where I see where they're coming from and where they're going with it, but my whole problem is that they're trying to take God out of the picture of it. But when you bring God in the picture and you remember how he created the universe, he spoke it into existence. Mm-hmm. Right? So it was spoken into existence. And then if you think of all the things he did while he was here, or all the things as you go through the Bible as an Exodus, so first he speaks everything into existence, and then he uses his people to do these, what we call miracles, right?
Right.
Such as Moses in Exodus, hey, turn your staff into a snake. Oh, wait, these guys turned theirs into a snake. Well, mine's better. It's going to eat their snake. You know what I mean? There's things happening. Oh, raising people from the dead. Oh, casting out demons. Wait, there's another realm. There's a whole nother that we can't see, a spiritual realm. Well, they've, these physicists have taken, because they're taking that part out of it, take the Bible out of it, and they're using, the Big Bang created from nothing, blah, blah, blah. But I think, whoa, you take this idea and you bring God into it and say, whoa, there's more to it. Like, there's more that because they're trying to say, could we manipulate this reality? But, well, as a Christian, I can manipulate it through prayer.
Yeah. Right.
Right? If God allows it, if it's in his will, I can manipulate it.
Yeah.
Through speaking, the power of speaking. Mm-hmm. But then also on a demonic realm, I could too, but not over God's will. But now they take that completely out of the picture and they're trying to explain it. Well, what if they brought that in? And if they had that, like, how much more they'd figure out and be like, whoa,
Yeah. Well...
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, well, that's what's so interesting about the simulation theory, and how many atheists would believe that.
Right.
Like, there's a lot.
Right.
There's a lot of, not a lot, but I've been watching, I sent you guys like podcasts or YouTube videos, and you got Neil deGrasse Tyson talking with a bunch of people, and you got Elon Musk talking about his stuff, and he's freaked out, right, about a lot of this stuff. And you're going, look, these are atheists that are thinking that are talking about simulation theory. But they won't have anything to do with the Lord. And you're like, okay, well, let's tie that in, which is the best part from my viewpoint of the podcast, is to say, we believe that a God created the universe and everything in it.
Yes.
They believe, some of them believe, that there is a creator of this fake simulation. I'm like, wow, why can't it be, that's it? So they agree with us. They should just be Christians.
They should just be Christians from what I see. If you speak it like that, I mean, if they're already thinking about causality, then there has to be a cause for the effect.
Yeah.
So why don't they be a Christian? Because something had to have a mind to create a simulation. Right. And something had to bring it into power. Yeah. And to, even if it is a simulation and people are sitting around in their bathtubs, just putting on these headphones and whatever is controlling the whole simulation, it's like, why bring it into something that, that it's not, when you can actually bring it into something that is, like God. Yeah. Like, God is the one who is actually bringing these things into play. Why bring it into a place where it has to be something that's not of God?
Or say, like, we're crazy. oh, Christians are crazy,
Right.
Jews are crazy. They believe that some being created the universe, and you're like, right, and you do too now.
Right, exactly. It's
Right?
like,
You believe somebody created what we're currently living in as the simulation.
yeah, it's
Right.
crazy.
But
It's nuts.
they want to be in control of their own simulation. That's the problem. They,
Is it?
Yes.
They wanna
Well,
be
you know
in
what? I'm going to
control.
start hacking this simulation and
they
start,
want to hack their own simulation.
Yes.
They're like, oh, I should have control of this, control of that. And it's like, whoa, wait a second. You know, when you go to sleep, you rarely have control of your own dreams. Now you're going to want to try to take control of what seems to be reality in this simulation. And you can't even really control your little dream life, but they want to be the God. They don't want to be accountable God. So that's the whole problem with it. So that's why they won't say, oh, okay, yeah, this is who started the whole thing.
I don't know if they won't say that, though. That's the thing, is I think it's like if we sat down with atheists right now and they said, oh, yeah, I'm a big proponent of simulation theory. I think we're all living in a simulation and blah, 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 blah. I think we could sit down with them and go, okay, hold on to that. That's good. Right? That's a good premise. Say, all right, we all live in a simulation theory. No problem. Who created the simulation? Well, we don't know. Maybe aliens. Okay, cool. A higher creature, a higher form of being. Can we agree on that? Yes. Why can't his title be God?
See, well,
Because
yeah, go for it, Josh.
Well,
Hey.
because they hate that word God. They don't want to think of a God, even an alien as a God. I'm sure if we bring it to them, to their attention in that type of way, they're going to be like, all right, no, we can't know it.
Let's call him something else then.
Right?
Can we call him by his formal name? Just call him Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Just call him, oh, I know the programmer of the simulation.
Right.
His name's Yahweh.
Yeah, his name is Yahweh.
He's really smart.
But there's more than that, because they gotta believe, right? They gotta believe what he did. It wasn't just him creating a simulation.
Mm-hmm.
It was him dying for, what would we be, the simulators?
Well, and that's the thing. Is it in the simulation? Let's say Josh created a simulation.
Ooh.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, let your mind go wild, son.
You have a daughter.
I can get very creative
you
in
have
my
a daughter.
simulation.
Say that she.
I don't even know what.
Two boys.
I don't
He's
know.
got a daughter and 2 boys. That's a simulation that you created.
Yeah, I don't even want to know what his simulation that simulation would look like.
No, it has no kids.
It's got no
Maybe a
kids.
dog.
It's got no kids. It's got no dogs. It's got no responsibilities. I don't know what it is.
Before Christ days. That was living on the street.
Right, exactly. Where I used to think that my actual sign as a Sagittarius, those stars up there that developed the Sagittarius, were actually projecting me. That's
Dude,
what I
that's the
actually thought.
best. When you told me that, dude, that's the best ever. I've never heard that.
Yeah,
I think he
yeah,
I think
totally.
he got it from Lion King.
No, I did not think of it as that. It was before Lion King. No, maybe not. It was a lot of nights up. I can tell you that right now.
Disney movies, I know.
Ooh.
He missed the pre-cuts of the cooking.
Yeah, he did.
But
Bathtubs.
so you make a simulation. Let's say that you're just like you're the standard of. Well, look, you're your own standard. Let's say there's only Josh in the whole world. Who knows if there's only a Josh? Maybe you're a computer geek in your room by yourself, eating Twinkies and drinking Red Bulls, and you're just like, I'm going to create this world like the people did in Ready Player One, right? Mm-hmm. And they had a vision for that world. What if your vision for the world was, hey, I'm going to start off with a basic habitat. Right? I'm going to start off with a base. Where do you start with any world?
Right.
Right? Where are the simulations going to live? Where are they going to interact with each other? Where are they going to play games? You have to start off with a framework for a habitat. Right? So it's trees, it's oceans.
What if I want roller coasters and chocolate?
Do that.
You know?
That's your habitat.
Yeah.
Chocolate-covered roller coasters.
Chocolate-covered roller coasters.
Wait, you're not eating the riders?
Well, no. Well, I mean, he could.
It's my simulation.
Wow.
It's his simulation. He can eat the writers if he wants.
Leave me out.
What if like you said, I like what you said. What if I was my own standard?
Yeah.
What if I was the one in the simulation who created everything?
Dude, chase that down. Go that way. Yeah,
That's
go
what
there.
they want.
Yes, and that's what they want, right? And that's what they want to think because they. What does the Bible say? That everybody makes their own God. Like basically, everybody makes their own God after their own image, right?
Yeah.
They make it out of wood. They make it out of whatever, and then they burn the same.
Right. Idols that
wood.
can't see.
Right. Idols
can't
that
hear.
cannot see, cannot hear. So going off that. And with what is going on here with the simulation, if I make my own simulation, I'm going to be making myself God. Why would I want anybody else being God?
Yeah, right.
And then I'm going to create beings or simulations that I can control.
Beans?
Beings. Yeah, beans.
Beings?
What do you call me?
Beans?
Beans? Yeah, they call me Beans at work. But anyways, let's just... So let's just say that I make my own simulation. I am the creator of the simulation, and I am the one that I want people to look after.
Okay.
Or to worship.
All right. That's right?
Yeah, and that's what I want.
All right, so cool. So stay with there.
Uh-huh.
Make some rules.
All right, rules.
Get nice and close up on that thing right there, too.
Nice and close up. Yes. Okay. So rules.
See, your rules suck.
You can't feed kids past midnight. Yeah, of course there's gonna be kids. I want them to worship me, right? The little green kids. Don't get them wet, right? Don't get these little green goblins wet. Okay. All right. My first being is his name is gonna be Gizmo. Okay. And then his wife is gonna be Jared. But anyways,
His wife is going to be Jared.
yeah. So. Rules.
Rules.
Okay, let's just think of this. In my past, before I got saved, one of my main things was to always do a good deed.
Okay.
If I do a good deed, one day it's going to cancel out all the bad stuff that I did.
One good deed.
Yes, one
canceled
good deed
out all the bad stuff.
Whatever it was, I could get someone high. I could buy
so
a
that's
bum.
a good deed?
Yeah, that was a good deed to me in my past. Yes, if I got someone high, I did something good from the day. Right? Or if I bought a bum a beer, or something like that.
Dude, who needs a beer more than a bum?
Right, exactly. That's a great thing.
Right.
That's a great thing. So that was one of the things that I really liked. If I did that at least one day, then I was good. Yes, I know I am crazy. It was crazy back then, and it's crazy now.
It makes sense to me.
So that, and then just to make sure that since I am Lord, that I have to be someone's, an overlord over somebody.
Okay.
I had to make sure that everything that I did, I was going to trump what somebody else did. So one of the rules is make sure you're number one always, no matter where you're at.
Okay. That's a rule.
Yes, that's a rule.
So I got to make sure I'm number one.
So make sure
in
you're
your world.
In my world.
All right.
Everybody's number one.
Everybody's number one.
You yourself are number one, but then the person who is the creator, you cannot trump him.
You can't. Okay.
Because he is the creator.
All right. So
Okay.
everybody else.
So just think of that type of crazy world. Everybody trying to run amok above everybody.
Okay.
And the rules seem
Just
like
chaos.
they're for yourself. You're making rules for yourself, not your people,
Exactly.
right?
It's a simulation. He can do whatever
It's my
he wants.
simulation. I can do whatever I want because I am the creator of the simulation.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Wow.
like I said before, my mind is like a chess game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I'm gonna be making this world, I'm gonna want chaos because that's the way my mind thinks, and I'm the one who's gonna be controlling the chaos.
Yeah.
Right, and that's just more proof that there's no way that we could be living in a simulation where everybody could have some part in changing it to the way they want. That's why there has to be a God and his will and his allowing, like, hey, Lord, I pray that you heal this person. Hey, Lord, I pray you do this. Hey, Lord.
Yeah.
Not
Not everybody can be a programmer.
not everybody can be a programmer.
Especially me.
It wouldn't make sense. And I mean, what he just said for the last 10 minutes didn't make sense to me.
That totally made sense to me.
That's my world, buddy. That's how I used to live.
He created so he can do whatever he wants.
Made sense, like that you'd want to live there. Like, oh, that makes sense.
I wouldn't want to. No, I wouldn't want to live there.
That's
But
what I mean. Like,
but I created you to live in it.
Great.
But I created you to live in it.
American dream.
What's your world look
It's not America. It's
world
beans.
That's what because I've given my life over to God. I said, hey, what you've created is perfect. So I want to live. I want to go to heaven because that's going to be even better and beyond what this is.
So create a world based on that then.
So it's like you're flying, you're floating, you're doing whatever you want. No more sorrow, no more tears. I mean,
am I wearing pants?
You're probably not.
Well, because those
angels, right?
Because the angels
you were born into this thing naked.
Naked I came into this world, and naked I shall return.
Yeah. I'm just saying the angels with the harps, and the clouds are always naked.
They are
for some reason.
Naked.
I don't know why.
Constant
with the little wee
exploration, adventure, just learning and going and doing and not just let's do a good deed today. That's gonna. Well, I don't know what that was.
It's religious.
Oh, that was a religious.
That's religious,
world.
Right?
It is because it was based upon my moral.
I'm going to keep track.
Upon my standard.
I'm going to keep track of the negatives, and I'm going to keep track of the positives, and then I'm going to do more positives and negatives, and then hope at the end that God receives me.
That's why in God's perfect world, there's no more pain, no more sorrow, no more suffering, no more tears, because so we don't have to worry about that. Oh, did I do more negative than positive?
Yeah. That's right.
Better.
But at the beginning,
right. No, that's way better.
It's better.
By the way, that simulation was a BC simulation.
That was There's your disclaimer. Your disclaimer is the views of Josh for his current simulation does not necessarily reflect his views currently.
You want to do current simulation?
Yeah. I mean, what current simulation would be? All right. So look, my druthers, if you just said, all right, Jake, here's a mainframe, here's a blank canvas, here's everything before you, make something hospitable, right? Okay. If I'm smart, I'm thinking, let's see, what would you call people what are my people that I'm going to make later going to need?
Like your friends or just people?
No, my people.
Okay.
Right?
No relationship with them?
Well, there's going to be a relationship at first, but somewhere along the line it gets squirrely.
You're going to cut it off.
Well, I mean, they're going to do their share. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Well, so look. So I have this empty canvas. I'm hovering over the deep, if you will. Right? And I get word. Boom. Gonna make land.
Yes.
Gonna make the ocean. Gonna build the habitat. Which is really, look, this is God's doing. In Genesis 1, when we talk about simulation theory and these guys making their own worlds on these mainframes, God made his own world. Water, seas, skies, everything that swims in the ocean, everything that flies in the skies, all the creeping things, all of that. He made the habitat first. So what if it is who cares if it's a simulation or not? If it were like a simulation, I don't think I'd feel pain or whatever, but let's say that's my simulation. I want to make the habitat first because I really want this thing to run on automatic pilot.
Right.
I want it to be self-sustaining. I don't want to have to intervene every single second to feed you.
You don't want to talk with your people.
I don't want to have to keep nudging you on the shoulder. Hey man, breathe. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. I don't want to have to keep doing that. I want you to be able to function on this on your own. But what do you breathe?
Air.
That you get from you get right.
Air?
So we have to figure that out, right? So
apparently not the Amazon.
So if I'm God, I look around and I go, "Hey boys, how are we gonna make air? How do you want to do this air thing?" And I think we should do some plants.
Well, I don't want to see the air. I'll tell you that.
No, I don't want to see the air, but we need
to feel it.
Yeah, I see what you did there. So let's make plants, plankton, ocean grass, that whole thing that fills the atmosphere with oxygen so that they can breathe. Brilliant, Josh. That's what we'll do. If we go Father, Son, Holy Spirit, there's a trifecta right here. So I go, perfect, Josh. We'll make trees, and how will the trees grow though? I got it. Your people will breathe out, and they'll breathe it in, and then turn it back into oxygen for your people. Smart. Okay, let's do that. Right. So we lay out this whole habitat. Everything's flown. Cool. Got some animals running around. We got some fish in the sea. We got some creeping things. Nice. Now I need people to take care of it all. That's what I need. I need people to take care of it all. So I'm gonna put some extra oomph into this program. So I'm gonna do. What's it gonna look like?
In our image, bro.
Yeah, good idea. Let's do that.
And likeness.
And likeness. Let's do that. Image, likeness. Let's spit on some dirt, mold them, make them look like Josh.
Breathe into it.
Ooh, it's gonna look like me.
And then.
Don't let it think like him.
Does that come through on the mic?
You do not want it to think like me right now.
I know, not you. We've heard your world. It doesn't seem pleasant. That's Purge. I saw that movie of your world.
Oh, sweet. I made that movie.
It's called Purge.
That is my simulation.
It's so not good.
You have to tell me about it.
No, you're gonna live it in 5 seconds.
Man.
This is turning dark.
Turning into a crime scene.
This first episode is turning into an evidence.
Night of the Living Dead.
Evidence locker. So then I create a man. I go, okay, look, you're gonna take care of this joint.
Nice.
Right? This is make you a garden. Cool. Everything's square. No problem, man. You take care of the garden. That's yours. Dominate it. Grow it. Whatever I give you, you make bigger. Capiche?
Capash.
Good. Cool. You can eat anything you want. This whole jam is for you, man. You can take it down to your delight.
What's eat?
Just don't touch that one. Okay. I got that. Cool.
Right.
That's
right.
the simulation. That's how the world starts.
I love it.
Right?
Right.
And then
Are you gonna chill with me?
I'm gonna chill with. Oh, yeah,
cool.
I'm chilling with you.
What time?
Walk
For
with
sure.
him.
The cool of the day.
I might. Yeah, I mean,
All right.
the cool of the day is whenever I'm there.
All right.
You know what I'm
meet
saying?
You there. Yeah,
that's,
for sure.
That's what the Bible should say. It should be
Ooh.
saying the cool of the day,
In the
because
cool
the
of
cool
the
of the day is whenever God is there.
It's not cool right now.
No, that's like if you were hanging out with like Samuel Jackson.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Anytime you're hanging out with Samuel L. Jackson, you know you're feeling cool.
Oh yeah. That's Nick Fury.
I've thought that I felt cool, but I know I've never hung out with him, so I
No.
guess I'm far from it.
Next time he comes over,
Next time.
you're in. Yeah. Then we'll hang out in the cool of the day.
Perfect.
But I feel alone.
Do you?
Yeah.
I wonder how come.
I don't know.
I'll tell you-
The animals. Look at the animals. They have two of, one male and one looks something else.
Something different?
Yeah,
I'll
something
tell you what, bro. Go out tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, actually, go out later today, depending on if you're young Earth or late Earth. We can talk about some other podcast. And we go, hey, all right, bro. So go out, just spend some time naming them.
Okay.
Name them all.
All right. Cool.
All right, and then you go out and name them all. And I go, man, this isn't. And I gotta go over here to the second person in the Godhead, and I go, hey, Jared. Not good, man. It's not good that he's alone.
Right. Yeah.
I feel so alone.
He needs a woman.
A woman.
What?
Amen.
Whoa, man.
Whoa, man.
Whoa, man.
How's this gonna happen? You're gonna put the dude to sleep, right?
You know what? I think we're gonna have to.
Knock this fool out.
We're gonna have to knock this fool out.
You know, I've been dying to see this guy's insides. Take something from inside him.
How are you with surgery? We're inventing surgery right now.
I mean, we used dirt the first time. Let's just yank something.
You know, when we made him, we did. I mean, maybe that was an optional rib. You know, so we'll take that one. We'll take that one, and we'll make him a wife. And we'll call her woman. And she'll be made in our image too. That's cool. Let's do that.
Awesome.
All right.
Going down.
All right.
Then you get yourself a woman.
Ooh.
Dude, she's sexy too.
Yeah.
She's the only woman on the planet.
Oh, man.
So the only woman on the planet.
I love this.
Of course she's hot. And of course you're not lusting after any other woman because the only other women are animals.
Right.
Right?
That is not.
That would be weird.
That's later.
Not this.
That is later.
that's later.
That'd be my grandchildren.
Later.
Yeah, that's so much later. There's some sheep happening though in the Old Testament somewhere. That's
man.
certain of it. People get nasty with them, but but that's it, man. So you got yourself an old lady now.
All right, so is that it?
That's cool, right?
Yeah, I love that.
And now, dude, you can eat anything you want except for that tree, and you get dominion over the land that he's given you to operate, to manage, to dominate in his name. Right? That's the whole purpose of your creation, right? Is to be his hands and feet on the world, to dominate it, to grow it. That's your mission. And you get to get laid. That's pretty sweet.
What's getting laid?
What's laid?
What's laid?
What's laid? This is like,
all right, sweet.
everybody walking around naked. Nobody cares because they don't even know they're naked. Cool.
Awesome.
But as life would have it, in this beautiful simulation that God has created for us and given us rules and given us this life, one rule: don't eat that tree. That somehow, we'll talk about this, I'm sure, a lot, somehow opens the mind more to know the difference between good and evil.
It ruins the simulation.
It corrupts the simulation. That's what I was about to say. It corrupts it. It corrupts it.
It's a virus.
Yes.
Right? Because the simulation, what are we, the avatars or the simulated? The simulated?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what would be? I mean, what are we called?
We're simulated.
We're the simulated.
Yeah.
We're simulated, but without
projection.
without a forced righteousness. And so we have to have that option.
What option?
The tree.
We have
the tree.
Well, we don't have to have the option. The guy who created the area could have not planted it.
He's decided, hey, I'm not going to force these guys to do anything. I'm going to give them choice and options, and I'm not going to give them a forced righteousness. I'm not going to force them to be good.
Right. If it were Josh's world, it would just be like he wouldn't have put the tree there to begin with,
be eating that
and
tree.
everybody would just be like, first person to the tree wins.
Right?
That's right. So yeah, maybe not forced righteousness, but it's like, or maybe it's just, all right, look, you get everything, and then there's that tree. Don't eat it. Let's put it there anyway. See what happens. And we have
see what happens.
See what happens.
Oh, man.
He knows what happens.
He does know what's going to happen.
But see, that's what's so cool about why wouldn't you want to know the God who created this simulation when he was able to speak it into existence in how many days?
6 days.
6 days?
6 days. Something like that.
Spoke it, bam. You know, if we could... We want to just to learn to speak something into existence? Come on.
Can you do that yet?
Right? But we know, whoa. Is it possible to speak something into existence?
It depends.
It's possible for God to do it.
It's possible for him to do it.
It's possible for God to do it.
If you believe in the secret.
Yeah. So now
if you read the secret book.
So then in heaven,
the secret book.
In heaven,
if you believe it, you receive it.
Are we going to be able to speak stuff into existence?
No.
Like, why wouldn't we want to go there and find out all that we're able to do?
No.
That we can't do.
If
what can we do? What can't we do?
I would object to that right now.
That simulation?
No. I would only object to that currently because after the previous example of me being nice enough to give you guys all this lush greenery to eat from, and I told you not to eat one tree, you went and ate of that tree.
Right.
So I'm not going to let you speak things into existence.
But then there was forgiveness. Wait a second. We got forgiven, and then we got put into a place where we're no longer going to sin. So we're not going to speak anything like Josh would into existence. We're going to be speaking... I don't even know what. Things we never even heard of.
I don't know either.
Places we never even seen. Right? Tell me about it, Josh. Tell me about these righteous things you're going to speak into existence.
I'm still not letting you talk. I'm not letting you speak things into existence, man. I told you not to eat the damn tree.
It was the woman you gave me.
But you forgave me. You forgave me.
Well, you kind of covered me up for a little while.
Yeah, I did.
It did kind of make her butt look big, by the way.
Well,
Like, you guys can't bag on Eve.
well, yeah.
No, it was God's fault.
Man.
Yeah, you could blame it on. Yeah, I wouldn't do
It
that.
was the simulator's fault.
It's a in this. What? Yeah, what's
The
the
simulators.
simulators?
You know, and we can't use. So now, like, are you going to blame the simulator for all the bad stuff that's happening right now? It's the
No.
simulator's fault.
No, it's the virus that entered the programming.
It's about, and it's your freedom to choose.
Yeah. Well, so you eat of the tree. Somehow that opens your eyes to the knowledge of good and evil, and then that descent into darkness over the next generation, 2, 3, 4, 10 generations. That took a long time to descend into that kind of darkness.
Right.
And
But
it was
the-
very dark.
But they did it.
Yeah.
They did.
And it was dark.
Right. Cain's killing Abel.
Yeah, it was a whole mess.
Abel's dying because Cain killed
Well,
him.
that's kind of how it works.
Cain's not repenting. He's not sorry.
He's not sorry.
He's not sorry.
Definitely not sorry.
Straight up killed that fool with the rock.
Dude,
Bashed
that's
his
a
head.
rough way to go, man.
know.
Those middle, look, you go like even the time of Jesus, old school, Old Testament, New Testament, Intertestament, whatever testament, that's a hard way to go, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it's a rock.
But
I mean,
all he had to do was ask for forgiveness. Like, how awesome is that?
Well, his heart was already
For
dark.
The simulation, whatever it is.
Jared's trying to save me right now.
The simulation.
I repent.
The simulation. The cinemination.
Disseminate.
The simulator.
I think we're
Say,
talking.
hey, all you have to do is ask, and I'll forgive you. And when you go up to heaven, I'll let you speak something into existence, huh? How you like that?
Oh, man.
I wish we had the cameras up right now. We're like, how you like that?
How do you like that?
I'll let you speak things into existence.
Yeah.
You're gonna
you
love
like
it.
apples, Adam?
You
How
do.
was-
You
How you like them apples?
How do you know it's apple?
I don't know. Just, it was fitting.
It was fitting.
For the right now. For
Yeah,
the
that's-
simulation.
The simulation is he makes things in a way that it's not too far separated from what we believe already. It's like we believe clearly, if you haven't caught on yet, we believe clearly that there's a creator of this universe. And that creator has a particular character and a particular goal for building this habitat and putting people on the habitat and giving them different gifts and talents with the goal of managing whatever it is that he's given us.
Yes.
And we clearly believe that. And atheists who disagree with us so vehemently, which is weird, who subsequently also believe in simulation theory, are a little crazy.
And what is the
Cray,
greatest
cray.
thing that they've invented? Tell me. The greatest thing that they've invented.
I don't know.
Tell me.
Well, no.
I mean, what is it?
I'm scared now.
What, a Tesla? An electric car? Oh, dang!
Was
I
that
mean, it's
what?
a
Was that
cool-
an atheist?
It's a cool
I don't know.
car. I don't know. I'm just saying, like...
Well,
what's being invented right now?
There
What's the
had to be a
latest and the
creator
greatest?
to create that Tesla
I know, but like...
because
the
it couldn't just,
greatest thing that's being invented is a Tesla. Like, whoa! How about thousands of years ago when people were invented? Oh,
take
woman!
that.
Whoa!
That's the best invention.
Oh, yeah.
A
A
woman.
car! Come on.
You imagine just being like, you're Adam, right? You're Adam, whatever. You're Adam, naked, no chicks around.
What's a chick?
What's a chick? You're out.
It's a baby chicken.
You're out naming all these creatures. All these creatures. By the way, that when you think about the habitat and the creativity that's involved in what God's put here, fish that glow. What's a rhinoceros, dude? You see the freaking rhino?
A-
Rhino.
That's a something. That's not a nothing.
Right?
That's a
Dinosaurs?
Right.
That's gotta, dude.
What are we making? A smart house?
The creativity. Look,
I can turn my air conditioner on before I
imagine-
get home.
You got-
Woo!
You imagine, I think he blew out the people's speakers. We're trying to avoid that.
I think they're just as excited.
Yeah, that peeked out right there. I can see it on the. Sorry, folks. You imagine being Adam? You're like admiring all this. It's been. You don't know it. I mean, you're conscious. I mean, barely conscious. I mean, you've been. Look, if you're a young Earth person, the dude's been around for a day and a half. He's got no experience on this planet.
Right.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Dude's like a baby. He's like that dude.
A fully grown baby.
He's a fully grown baby. You ever watch
but he's
Mork
a
and
thug.
Mindy? Did you ever watch Mork and Mindy growing up?
No,
Did he have
never
a
saw
belly
it.
button?
No, he didn't have a belly button.
I think we're
No.
leading him away from
What
no
came first,
umbilical
the egg or
cord.
the
I want to
chicken?
hear the point.
Oh, well, the point is you get this guy.
The chicken, right.
You get this guy who's admiring all that's made, trying to absorb all his responsibilities, because that's a big responsibility. Hey, you're here now. Dominate it. Control it, manage it, grow it, multiply upon it, and you're like, all right. And you're naming animals, and then because you're naked, you look down and you go, well, what do I do with this thing?
That's an elephant.
And you go, how am I supposed to multiply, and what is this hanging from me? And they go, well, I'm going to give you something for that.
Yeah,
They call the wife.
dude. But it was more
Death
than like
sentence.
it wasn't a demand, right?
What demand?
A demand like, hey, do this, do this, do
Yeah,
this.
it was a demand.
It was more like, hey,
It wasn't a suggestion.
it wasn't a suggestion, but it was like, look it. You
I'm
have
giving this to
dominion
you.
Over
It's
all-
yours.
You get, yeah, look at.
It's yours.
Take care of it.
Took you to a house and said, "Look, Jake, this is for you, man. You get to take care of this. You get to paint it. You get to mow the lawn. You get to, and you're like,
Awesome.
whoa, this is crazy.
This is so great.
Beyond my mind.
Jared just gave me chores.
You're excited.
I guess
for
he's
these
going to buy you a
chores.
new house,
You're
too.
excited for these chores. Because you don't got nothing else to do.
What else
you
is
don't
there to
have a
do?
Job. Your job is to take care of this place.
You don't have a job. What else are you going to do with your life?
Right?
You
Oh,
loser.
man.
You're living at your father's house.
You can hang out with Josh and make meth in the bathtub.
Let's do this.
Oh my gosh.
But that's the simulation of it all. It's just like you have the creator of the universe that has built everything, who has established rules.
And it wasn't just built, it was good. It was perfect.
Everything
He
was
said
good.
it was
perfect.
very
Like,
good.
You just look out there in this brown grass. Everything was beautiful. Mm-hmm. Don't forget that, Jake.
I'm not
I
forgetting
feel
that.
like you're forgetting that. And you're
Why?
like, oh, now I got chores. This thing was perfect.
It was.
You can help me with my chores, Josh?
I'll help you.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, what do you guys think about, when you talk about simulation theory and you talk about atheists, and there's probably a lot of confused people out there thinking about, all these. I don't want to say they're stupid arguments. It's kind of stupid to think we're in a simulation, because I would want to think that whatever created the simulation would make it without pain or make it without illness or whatever. But I guess that's the argument some people are going to think when they listen to this. They're going to think, well, your God's not so great. I mean, even if he created everything, there's still pain and disease and all that other stuff in the world. How good a simulation could it be?
Well, I was actually talking to somebody about that today, and they were asking me, and I was telling them. They were asking me, and I was telling them. No, listen, that's how it works. No, I was saying, listen, you drink and drive, because I know this guy, and I know he drinks alcohol, and he'll drive, right? You drink and you drive, right?
Right.
That's a choice that you have.
I think I admitted to something.
I said, do you want God to take that away from you so that that you're forced to do what's right? And he said, no. And I go, but it's against the law to have a drink and then to go drive. And you could get in an accident, you could get your license taken away, you get a DDO.
Kill
You
somebody.
could kill somebody. There's so many things. So you hit a car with a 2-year-old in it, right? And now their 2-year-old dies because of a choice that you made. And they go, wait a second, Lord, why did you allow this 2-year-old to die? Whoa, why did this guy get in a car after he was drinking? right? It all goes back to his choice. He decided he was going to do it. He decided he knew that it's wrong, but he's going to do it anyway.
Yeah. Adam made the choice to eat that fruit.
Right.
Yes, he did.
And it doesn't just affect him.
Yeah. He rebelled against God on purpose.
Yes.
Yes.
Like Eve was deceived.
Eve was deceived
by some talking animal, which I'm not quite sure.
Serpent?
I'm still not sure why they can't still talk.
to dragon.
To dragon, maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Like, think of all the things. I'm kind of going off here, but you think of all the things that
Human responsibility.
these, people that don't want to believe in God, but want to believe in this simulation, and they want to think of all the abilities that we could have, all the potential that's in us to control the simulation. And it's like, whoa, you go back and you look at what was happening, what God did, how he created. Like, whoa!
Right.
Like, those are the things.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this would be possible. This would be possible. Well, it was possible. God can do those things. Those things can happen. But, oh, let's forget God. It was a big blah, blah. You know?
Agreed.
Totally.
Josh is struggling. He's struggling for words, Josh. That's part of the simulation, the sickness, the disease, all that stuff is that just simply a matter of the virus getting into the mainframe and now basically the program's glitching?
Well, and I want to say, anybody who would say, well, why would God allow this? Ask yourself, why did you do what you just did that you knew what was wrong the other day and the day before? Why did you go cheat on your wife? Why did you look at that? Why did you...
Just to be clear, I did not go cheat on my wife.
Right.
He's looking very intensely at me at the moment, but
I'm just talking to everybody out there that would question why there's wrong in the world.
Look in the mirror.
But they won't look in the mirror and be like, hey, why did you do what you did?
Right.
Because you wanted to.
Why did you do Amazon shopping while you were clocked in?
Because you don't care. Because you're not accountable to God, the ultimate simulation maker.
Ultimate simulation maker.
Ultimate. Wow.
Yeah.
Jared.
The only.
The only that we know of.
Right.
Everybody's like, oh gosh.
Oh, great.
Here we go. We got another simulation. Is there a different simulation? I don't know, but I was listening to something earlier that said that could be the potential for the multiverse. Is it?
It could be.
Then that's what.
With
Look at
multiple different types of
simulations.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
And then
guys.
all of those simulations coming into one mainframe.
Look at this. We're talking about spiritual realms.
Yes.
Right? God.
Okay.
Right? A spiritual
like it.
realm. There's a spiritual battle behind the scenes that we can't see.
Right?
So, yeah, there's... What? Of course. That's what I'm saying. They're like, this could be, and there could be different realms. And it's like, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying there's a spiritual battle. There's good and evil. And they're like, oh, that's stupid. Oh, that's the devil. Oh, that's dumb. Like,
But there's a multiverse?
There's a multiverse. Like,
There's a multiverse.
Yes.
Why you cracked me up is I don't know how long ago it was now. It's probably like 10 years maybe, where what was that guy in the wheelchair? I gotta find it in the whatever, that guy in the chair, the guy with the little tube in his neck.
Oh, the guy in the chair.
Who's that? Hawkins.
I was talking about
Yes, that guy
No, not
in
the
the
guy
chair.
at church. No, the guy at the the guy at the
Jared.
no, the brilliant guy. I mean,
Yes.
no disrespect. Rest in peace, Hawkins. I get it.
Yes, Tim.
No, Tim Hawkins.
T.
I think that's a football player. Who's Tim Hopkins? No, Hawkins. You know
He's
who
a
I'm talking about,
comedian.
though. That guy. Yeah, he is. No, the guy in the wheelchair who had been proclaiming for a long time that there's
Dawkins.
a multiverse. No, that's Richard Dawkins. It's different. Hawking.
Hawking.
Tim Hawking.
Thank you. Not Tim. It's
Man.
definitely not Tim. Let's just call him Dead Hawking because he's dead now.
Dead
No
man.
disrespect. Again, we care for his family, but that's the other. But he started proclaiming this multiverse idea, and then all of a sudden maybe not all of a sudden, but it seemed like all of a sudden that everybody was like, oh yeah, man, the Big Bang thing is totally incorrect, and it's really about the multiverse now. And you're like, these are the people jiving at us about not liking science. I love science. I question whether or not they love science with nonsense like that.
They would use their science to, you know what I mean? It's like you have all these truths that they're, like, let's explain the world this way. Let's explain creation this way. And they take a little bit, maybe there's multiverses. Maybe there is a creator, but he's a simulator. And it's like, okay, you guys are almost there. Oh, okay, you're almost there. Yeah, there is a spiritual realm. Oh, okay, yeah, there is a guy who created. But they just keep, so yes, you're going to find truth because there's a little bit there, but they're never going to find the truth, if you will. You know what I mean? Because they don't want God as the answer. They want it to be a mixture of what they thought of, like all of a sudden in the year,
all of their theories,
whatever, somebody's theory is gonna be science just told us that this is how life started.
They're like, the dude in the wheelchair says there's a multiverse. We all believe that there's a multiverse now, and we're like, well, I believe that an intelligent being created everything.
Right?
Yeah.
Stop it. What, are you religious or something? You're like, well, I mean, I'm a Christian. I'm not think I'm religious, but so I believe that the intelligent created everything. No, that's cool. Keep laughing at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I guess a multiverse. No science behind it, but that's cool.
That's a spiritual battle behind the multiverse. The confusion, the mocking, right? Because anything else is legit. Oh, that's a legit. Oh, yeah, we're in a simulation just like on the Matrix. That is legit. That's totally. Oh, God, you believe in him? Oh, he loves us? Oh, you're going to pray? You're going to pray for me? Oh, do you believe in the tooth fairy?
The tooth fairy.
You believe in Santa Claus? You got the whole thing down? You guys are foolish. You're so foolish. Don't you know? Everything's proven already. We don't need God. You're like, multiverse. Why do you guys hate science? I don't know. Multiverse. That should just be what you say to everybody who says that they don't believe in God and they can prove he doesn't. Multiverse. What? Multiverse. Why? Why'd you say that?
Stephen Hawking.
Steven? Is that?
I think it is Stephen.
Steve. Yeah. I think it's Steve.
We have supercomputers in our pockets. We're not going to use them to figure out who this guy is in the wheelchair.
No way.
The guy in the chair.
Some dude in the chair. Dude, he accomplished a lot.
He did.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot. It's like that guy that speaks with no limbs. You know that limbless guy? Life Without Limbs guy.
Nick Vujicic.
Careful.
I'm going to hurt myself saying that. Yeah, I know. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's Nick
Vujicic. Something
like that, right?
Yeah.
Got it. I think you got it, Jake.
Yeah, he's inspiring.
Something like that, yeah.
But Hawking's, I mean.
That guy was.
Just wheels.
Yeah.
He just got wheels and a brain. That's pretty great.
It's like Professor X.
That's pretty smart.
That's Professor X. He was the real-life Professor X.
It's like if you took Professor X and beat him with a crowbar. Then you have Stephen Hawking. Then you'd have a mess. All right, so where do we land with the simulation theory thing, Josh?
The thing is people don't want to believe in God, and they're going to think of crazy things just so they could disprove God and think of something else that they would rather have as their God, but not call it God, just a simulation.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like I said, they're not far off.
That's not far off, right?
It's not.
It's like one humble step to say, oh, I never thought of it like that. Like, there's going to be people who listen to this who, if they haven't turned it off because they think we're Christian freaks, are going to listen to this and they're going to say, if I'm being objective and humble, maybe you guys are onto something.
You know, the science is proving that God could speak the world into existence. That's what they're saying. Oh, science is showing us that we could control this possible. No, it's showing you that yes, God could speak it into existence, just like He said.
Well, yeah, it goes along with the laws of causality.
Exactly.
There has to be a mind to the design.
And I just want to, because I'm tired of people thinking I don't believe in science. Because if I didn't believe in science, I wouldn't have a car. I wouldn't have a cell phone.
A chair. I wouldn't sit in a chair.
You know what I mean? There's so many different types of science, right? Mathematical. Go ahead and name the other ones.
Computer science.
Computer science.
you know all the sciences. Like the one science and then
that
the
one science, the two science.
But most people get stuck on historical science.
Yeah.
This is what happened at the beginning, where historical science. Nobody. Who was that? Adam, Eve.
Well,
God?
that's barely science, though, isn't it? I mean, when you say
forensic science.
Forensic science.
Well, if you were to say that we evolved from monkeys, I mean, is that science or is that
historical science?
and
based on theory.
And for the record, since this is the first episode, for the record, we believe in evolution. We just don't believe in macroevolution.
Right.
The transition from one species to another. I believe that societies evolve. I believe that people evolve. I believe that animals evolve. But a bird's still going to be a bird. Human's still going to be a human.
You're going to have to explain yourself a
An
little
orange
better.
cannot change into an apple.
Some of the viewers don't understand.
Viewers?
Yeah, listeners.
They
don't know what you meant. Say it. Go on a little bit
What's
more.
that?
With your
The difference between micro and macro.
Oh, the difference. The different micro is a transition within a species adapting to its environment.
Amen.
Correct.
Right. So you have a small beak bird that needs a small beak. That's all he needs.
Right.
And then you have that same type of bird or same kind of bird with a longer beak because he needs a long beak.
Yeah.
That's what the
dig farther in the ground.
The environment demands. The
early bird gets
the
the worm.
adaptation. Yeah, I mean it demands an adaptation. That's what it requires.
And that is how we're able to. Dog breeders are able to breed different types of dogs.
Like penguins.
Penguins. Right, or Eskimos. Have thicker blood than we do.
Yeah, they do.
Right, it's all that's the evolution. So when we say evolution, that's what we mean. I think that's the problem. I think that's a problem in the vernacular in society too. Is that when you say, "Oh yeah, I don't believe in evolution," nobody's defining the terms.
Right.
Nobody's saying, "Oh," they should say, "Oh yeah, I believe that we transitioned from chimpanzees to Homo sapiens," and you're going, "Okay, I don't get that." Anywhere in the fossil records, I don't get that. Anywhere in science that we transition from one kind to a completely different kind.
Right.
That's not so if we hate science because we don't believe that something can transform into something completely different. I made fun of in class. I remember one time I made fun of punctuated equilibrium because that was a big theory going around for a while that said, "Oh, a chicken will be a chicken for an undetermined amount of time, and then the egg will hatch and something completely new will come out." And I'm like, that's
like what happened with the dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's science. You got like a chicken for 1 billion years, and then all of a sudden the chicken gives birth to a lizard or some kind of like a pterodactyl. What are we talking about? A human? A little baby coming out of the egg. Like, oh, okay. So that's science. So anyway, soapbox. Simulation theory ended. Where are you on, Jared? Where are you on simulation theory? Are we in one or not?
Oh my gosh. I love the simulation theory because it's so close. I love it.
So close.
I love it.
Josh, where are you on simulation theory?
I mean, it is close, but like I said before, it's just a cop-out for people to believe in something that's not even true or real.
Amen, brother.
But yeah, if you haven't looked up and watched stuff on YouTube on the simulation theory and the science behind it and how they're testing things and the different physicists that from one idea to the next idea is very interesting. But again, this is the first time I'm saying this. Don't stray away from what the Bible says. Read your Bible too, but look at these things, what the world is saying, what they're thinking, and you can see how the science is proving what God did.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
They're not contradictory to each other. That's what's so interesting in when you compare them. It's not like the Bible is, we're going to talk so much about this. Again, when we talk about things in life and culture and that kind of stuff, and we bridge it to the Bible, there's so much. And it's not necessarily that, we're not imposing the Bible on society or on culture. We're looking at culture and going, oh, okay, so this atheist guy over here says that it's really, really, really good for my brain to live with a heart of gratitude. That'll be an episode, right? Of course. But somebody else said that long before that dude ever said it. We'll cover that at some point. But anything else, boys?
Yes. Josh?
Jared?
Before I take over, before I drop this mic.
Are you going to
drop the mic? Don't drop that mic.
I'll tell you what, guys. Okay. I believe that God is going to use this simulation theory.
For his good.
Yeah, just like when Paul went to, was it the Thessalonians or the Corinthians, or he went to somebody and they were like, oh, to the unknown God, to the unknown God, and they're like, hey, this is who the unknown God is.
Mars Hill.
We're gonna be like, you believe in the simulate? Oh, let me tell you who made the simulation.
Let me tell you who made this. Yeah.
Boom, because it's so close, they're gonna be like, and then all of a sudden their mind's gonna be like, blown. Boom. That's how. Oh my God. Yes. Bam. That's what's up. That's
good. Don't drop that mic.
I just think it's funny how so close they can get but still miss the mark.
Yeah, man. And it's, I guess we've kind of talked about this podcast, and we've talked about Christianity, and we've talked about pastors and churches, and we've talked about all these things. We have really good discussions in that realm. And I think what we're all hoping for is that we'll bring some, maybe, if we can impart anything to the people who are going to download these episodes and may hopefully get some entertainment out of it, if nothing else. But we'd like everybody to hear that it's not, we're far from religious. Right? I mean, like, I'm not religious. Like,
religious.
Listen to us talk, man. I mean, Josh and I are talking about making meth in a bathtub, and that's not something that's not your stereotypical Christian believer. And again, this isn't necessarily a Christian podcast. We're Christians who have a podcast, and that's not it's a cultural whatever. But I guess my hope is that this just causes people to think and recognize that we don't all hate and we don't all not believe science. And that, I mean, I just want, you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
remember Esqueleton?
Esqueleton?
Yeah.
End times?
Why do you always talk to me? Why do you always doubt me? Because I only believe in science. Have you ever seen Nacho Libre? Oh, never mind.
Oh, no, I did.
Nacho! All right. Movie. You should watch it.
On that tip, go watch Nacho Libre. See you guys next time.
Bye-bye.